Nightingale, The 12 Things to Remember. Here are 12 things to remember. The author is unknown. Number 1, the value of time. 2, the success of perseverance. 3, the pleasure of working. 4, the dignity of simplicity. 5, the worth of character. 6, the power of example. 7, the influence of life. 8, the obligation of duty. 9, the wisdom of economy. 10, the virtue of patience. 11, the importance of talent. The improvement of talent. And 12, the joy of originating. Good list, isn't it? It could be the kind of checklist that a person might carry with him to glance at from time to time. None of us is smart enough to remember all he knows. As Will Rogers once said, we all need reminding. The value of time. At first you might think that applies to working, which it does for a part of the time, but it also applies to time spent not working, time spent thinking or dreaming or relaxing or reading or walking or indulging in a favorite hobby. The value of time, not to waste it on things that do nothing to help or bring enjoyment. The success of perseverance. Perseverance can accomplish anything. My friend W. Clement Stone tells the story of Tom, who was born without half of a right foot and only a stub of a right arm. As a boy, he wanted to engage in sports as the other boys did. He had a burning desire to play football, of all things. Because of this desire, his parents had an artificial foot made for him. It was made of wood. The wooden foot was encased in a special stubby football shoe. Hour after hour, day after day, he would practice kicking the football with his wooden foot. He would try and keep on trying to make field goals from greater and greater distances. He became so proficient that he was hired by the New Orleans Saints. Now, just offhand, what would you say a person's chances of playing professional football were if he were born without half of a right foot and a withered arm? But the screams of 66,910 football fans would be heard throughout the entire United States when Tom Dempsey, with his crippled leg, kicked the longest field goal ever kicked in a professional football game within the last 2 seconds of the game to give the Saints a winning score of 19-17 over the Detroit Lions. We were beaten by a miracle, said Detroit coach Joseph Schmidt, but they were beaten by perseverance. The pleasure of working. Often the pleasure that comes from working only comes after the work has been finished, but it's pleasure you can't find any other way. The dignity of simplicity. If only more people could learn to keep things simple, straightforward, honest, it's best in everything from architecture to living. The worth of character goes without saying. It is the one thing each of us can build for himself that gives value to his life and himself. The power of example. The example set by parents will have a much greater influence on the life of a child than all the schooling in the world. The secret is, don't tell them, show them. The obligation of duty gives meaning to our lives. The wisdom of economy. This ties in with the dignity of simplicity, the virtue of patience. Half the problems of the world could be prevented by patience. Give it a little time, and it will usually come out fine. The improvement of talent. That's how we grow and mature at whatever we have chosen of our own free will to do with our lives. And the joy of originating. Great list. 12 things to remember. I love that. Those 12 things are amazing. Just go through them, evaluate yourself on all of those in your life. And if you just look at one and you start improving one at a time, I tell you, your life will change dramatically. Hope you all are enjoying these readings. Leave comments if you are and just let me know. Say hi if you ever show up this morning nice and early joining me. I will be here tomorrow morning as well, possibly a little later on the weekends. I let my body do what it needs, and if it needs to sleep in a bit, it'll take it. So I'll be on tomorrow again for another reading of The Essence of Success by Earl Nightingale. Good morning, everyone. Have an amazing weekend. Bye now.